Trees are beautiful. They consist of several parts, such as their roots, the trunks, branches, leaves. Some have flowers and some have fruit. Their scattered beauty paints beautiful pictures across landscapes, and their inner functions help sustain life on Earth. You know, Charles Darwin used a tree to describe his theory of evolution by natural selection, which attempted to explain the existence of all animal life, and through the course of time and reproduction, has genetically adapted to its environment to thrive and flourish. The trunk of Darwin's hypothetical tree represented one ancient ancestor that grew upward with branches and limbs and twigs, which exemplified the development of diverse and complex life. It's no secret that living things change and adapt over time. We've witnessed this firsthand over the last 2 years with one virus becoming resistant to vaccines and evolving into different strands. This is what we call microevolution, which means that adaptations take place over time within a certain species. But what Darwin was proposing with his tree was macroevolution, that a species gradually grows into other species from one common ancestor. But Darwin struggled with one issue with this theory. He failed to identify who this common ancestor was and how it came into existence to begin with. Admittedly, Darwin could not explain the origin of all animal life due to the fossil records that documented sudden animal life during a geological period in history that is now referred to as the Cambrian explosion. This problem did not keep him from speculating though. He suggested if, and oh what a big if, we could conceive such perfect conditions at the beginning of time that prompted a protein compound to undergo the complex changes of natural selection. This suggests that, if true, Darwin's theory of evolution by natural selection should be traceable back to one fossil. Despite Darwin's inability to distinguish our greatest grandfather, he humbly conceded that if any complex organ existed which could not possibly have been formed by the process of natural selection, then his theory would fail. Such a proposition requires us to examine natural selection a little closer, considering this process is a key component to Darwin's grand scheme. Natural selection is explained as the idea that organisms are born with beneficial characteristics caused by natural principles of variation, survive and reproduce better, and these traits spread throughout their population. Essentially, natural selection suggests an adaptation with new functions. These new beneficial functions add to the complexity of an organism, and with each generation, these beneficial functions are retained. Through evolution and with nature being the guiding force, better organisms survive to reproduce better functioning organisms for their environment, and the cycle repeats itself. Of course, natural selection is responsible for adaptations that we see within species, but is it the means by which Darwin claimed to be responsible for all animal life? Darwin gave an inch when he revealed these concepts, and scientists have taken them miles. However, over the last 70 years, Darwin's warm little pond theory has encountered major obstacles, beginning with the double helix.